Right now at 6, major shakeups in the Arkansas football program. Sam Pittman is out as the head hog. 5 News Sports reporter Robin Hearn will join us live with the major changes announced today. Plus, after multiple delays, the capital murder trial now underway for a man accused of fatally shooting his wife in 2021. Snake season is not yet over. Why experts say cooler temperatures mean more bites this fall, and what to do if you or your pet gets bitten. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Darren Bob. Morgan has the night off. The talk on the Hill over the last 24 hours, of course, the firing of Razorback football coach, head coach Sam Pittman, and the dismissal today of more coaches, including defensive coordinator Travis Williams. Now, the search for a new head coach starts now for athletic director Hunter Yurachek. It's up to Bobby Petrino, though, to get the team motivated for the next 9 weeks. 5 News Sports reporter Robin Hearn outside Razorback Stadium. And Robin, what is coach's plan these next few weeks?
Yeah, Darren, just like you said, he wants to get this team motivated, but also not just playing for each other, but playing for the state of Arkansas as well. And he met with the team earlier today at 2:30, where in that meeting he talked about how they're going to have to get used to changes in their life, even post-football, but also he wants his team to love playing football and actually have fun with the game again. And Petrino looking to make some changes on every side of the ball. Defensively, getting back to the principles of what makes a good defense. That means getting to the ball faster and stopping the run up front. Offensively, that means getting the ball past the 50-yard line and finding that end zone on special teams, making those plays that force fumbles that can turn into points. Now, back in the head coaching capacity, Petrino will be back on the sidelines to help continue to call plays, but get this team where they need to be.
I didn't know if it was the right decision to go up or go down, but I felt like going up in the box, I'd be able to focus and concentrate more on ahead, the next series, and looking ahead to what the next calls are. But I am used to being down on the field, and I missed being down there and seeing the players' eyes and seeing the intensity.
Now, Darren, with these changes, hoping to hopefully get the team to rally together for these next few weeks until the end of the season. But also, he also is going to tell his coaching staff and the players that, these next 9 weeks, if you want to have a job after this is the best time to put your best foot forward with these next 9 weeks of the season. In Fayetteville, Robin Hearn, 5 News Sports.
All right, Robin, thanks. Appreciate that.
Well, we're going to go ahead and take a look at your weather. And first off, I was going to show the Slim Chickens cam anyways, but you can see there's a lot of traffic in this area, so we'll do a quick little traffic update there. Fulbright Expressway, looks like there is a vehicle that is impacting traffic there in the fence, so just be mindful of that if you're headed eastbound on Fulbright Expressway. This is why slowdowns are occurring. Other than that, you can see off in the distance clear skies, and then here's a look at what we've got going on in Fort Smith. Blue skies. It's calm out there. It's quiet. Some nice weather. Not too hot out there as well, so we'll take it. The weather's been a little bit of a roller coaster the last several months, so when we get these stretches of weather where it's not significantly dry out there, it's not too hot as well, we'll take it. 81 in Fayetteville, as you can see out there right now, and clear skies, 83. And the good news is, like I said, not overly hot. The feels like temperature is pretty much at what the actual air temperature is. Here's a look at some of those other temperatures across the region. And unfortunately, you're going to hear a little bit of a boring forecast coming up here in just a couple minutes, but I'll have the latest details on that and how long this dry stretch of weather lasts. Details in just minutes.
All right, Joshua, thanks. It is the end of day 1 in a capital murder trial happening in Washington County. 5 News reporter Bo Russell explains why the man on trial is not being held in jail.
Jason Dunnigan is accused of shooting and killing his wife, 36-year-old Amber Dunnigan, in May of 2021. Right now, Dunnigan is not being held in custody, and the prosecution still has a lot of work to do to prove his guilt. In court today, prosecutors called forward investigators and medical examiners. During videos played of Dunnigan's interrogation, investigators say Dunnigan's story that he was coincidentally in the same area as his wife's murder when it happened isn't believable. However, so far, the prosecution hasn't presented any physical evidence tying Dunnigan to the murder. There was no bullet or gun recovered in this case. The defense points to a woman who is living with the Dunnigans, who they say Jason was having an affair with. They pointed out Jason's gun case, which was shown in court to have dozens of firearms in it. It was easily accessible. The defense questioned why that woman was never looked at as a suspect. While this is a capital murder case, prosecutors waived the possibility for the death penalty. So should Dunnigan be found guilty, he would be facing life in prison without the possibility for parole. In Fayetteville, covering news where you live, I'm Bo Russell, 5 News.
All right, Bo, thanks. Washington County Sheriff's Office looking for a missing 83-year-old man tonight. A silver alert has been issued for Bentley Humphrey. He was last seen around 8 yesterday morning near the Cow Patty RV Park in Greenland. Humphrey was wearing a long-sleeved button-down shirt and blue jeans. He has a faded tattoo on his forearm, and he may be driving a blue 2004 Chevy Silverado with Oklahoma license plate number CMJ 979. He's described as a white male standing 5'11" with long gray-brown hair and blue eyes. Anybody with information as to his whereabouts, please contact the Washington County Sheriff's Office. Happening tomorrow, a federal judge will hear arguments and a challenge to Arkansas's new ballot initiative restrictions. League of Women Voters, Save Our Democracy, and other groups say recent state law makes it nearly impossible for citizens to propose or even support ballot measures. That hearing set for tomorrow morning at 9:30 at the federal courthouse in Fayetteville. The group's seeking a preliminary injunction to block the laws from taking effect while the case plays out. City leaders say Cave Springs' proposed downtown master plan will change the way people experience the city. 5 News reporter Claire Everbach breaks down this proposal, now named Plan of the Year by the Arkansas chapter of the American Planning Association, and how it will make the city a lot safer.
I'm standing on Main Street in Cave Springs, the heart of the city's downtown master plan. Made possible with a grant from the Urban Land Institute of Northwest Arkansas, the plan aims to improve growth and safety while preserving the city's small-town character.
It's a city with a unique history, and so any way that you can utilize, and I think the plan does that very well, is utilize the existing bones, build upon it, build upon that existing character, that historic character.
James Walden, president of the Arkansas chapter of the American Planning Association, says the intent of the master plan is to make the city more walkable.
If you're focusing on safety with things like crossings, bike accommodations, those are really, really, really critical. Because ultimately what we're trying to do is to get people to come to downtown Cave Springs. That's the intent of the plan.
The plan includes a redesigned Main Street, a new downtown park, expanded trails, and pedestrian safety improvements. Cave Springs Planning Director David Keck says it's more than just development. It's a roadmap to encourage growth and preserve character.
We really felt it was necessary to look at getting a downtown master plan for the future of the downtown area, just really wanting to make sure that anything that develops or anything that we do down here, or private developers do, it holds to the feel and the core of what Cave Springs always has been.
City leaders have held workshops and stakeholder meetings to make sure the plan includes ideas from people who live there.
For the residents, we're hoping it provides a much greater sense of security and safety when they're in the downtown area, because obviously right now we have a very high traffic count going up and down this state highway.
It also calls for streetscape upgrades, parking strategies, crosswalks, and transportation improvements.
It's kind of a plan that's in place to guide the intent of that future development. It also does talk about like the streetscapes, what the city would need for parking, what parking might look like in some of these areas.
Keck says this plan is a good example that he hopes other smaller communities look into.
The heart of the smaller communities is being encroached upon by outward development, and I think all of the small communities really want to make sure that they still get to retain a sense of their identity and self and what they've been.
Cave Springs officials are now moving forward with implementation, including zoning updates and a market analysis. In Cave Springs, covering news where you live, Claire Everbach, 5 News.
All right, Claire, thanks. New tonight, snake season typically happens during the spring here in Arkansas, but local veterinarians say snake activity is lasting longer than usual this year. 5 News reporter Laura Castleman talked with experts on why this is.
Snake season here in the natural state usually occurs during the springtime, but experts say this year is different.
It does warm up like it does in Arkansas. We have, strange days where it'll be 70 degrees in the middle of December. You're probably going to see some snakes get out, try to warm up a little bit.
Stevens says the snakes you need to watch out for:
rattlesnakes, you'll see some copperheads, cottonmouths in the areas where it's wetter. But those are three of the venomous ones.
Madison County Emergency Services posted this to Facebook, saying they've seen a rise in snakebite calls. The post also reminded the community that sucking the venom out is a myth and applying suction can actually cause more damage.
Best thing you could do is get in your car and go to the emergency room. They'll have the antivenom in there.
Pets who spend time outdoors are also at risk of snake bites, though some treatments were designed with livestock in mind.
Unfortunately, they do not make actually antivenom for small animals. It's still like for cows and horses, we just microdose it down to where it fits their size.
Haley Jones is a veterinary assistant at the Animal Emergency and Specialty Center in Springdale.
This year, the venomous snakes have really been coming out, and so we are still in the warmer months, so we're still seeing quite a few here in hospital. Sometimes they need multiple doses of antivenom if they get in and they're already having clotting issues.
Jones says Arkansas has had a cooler spring, so snake season has lasted longer.
Dogs like to stick their nose where it doesn't belong.
The signs to watch out for:
2 point of contact. Those two will continue, they'll swell. Depending on the size of the snake, that venom can spread really quickly.
And if you can identify the snake that attacked,
sure helps the people at the hospital, killed it or if it's still alive.
Covering news where you live, Laura Castleman, 5 News.